Have you ever been revived kinda carelessly? Was it something to do with QuickFix, or maybe the person who had Inspire didn't check the area? Well, I will say QuickFix does suck for medic bags. Maybe use them on first aid kits instead. And, of course, with Inspire Ace, be careful on revives. So we got First World Bank here as a kind of a standard for the majority of heists. Not all of them will be the same, but it'll be relative to what you're doing with your team. So, as you can see here, we're next to the vault where we gotta drill the door open, and cops will spawn in front, and obviously next to the hallways, and so on and so forth. My rule of thumb is place meds ahead of time. It's faster than QuickFix. Saying that QuickFix is, oh, it'll save me in the clutch of or the heat of a fight, to me isn't a good reason. Because if you place it ahead of time in a safe and obviously recognizable spot next to a bit of cover, your teammates know where it is, and when you get revived, you just simply go to that spot. So we have a dead person here that, well, either did something silly or something happened to him. If you have QuickFix Inspire, for the love of God, please check the area, throw a concussion grenade for wherever the enemies are, clear the area with your gun, and make some space so you can make sure he gets up safely without, you know, dying in the midst of 100 cops. If you have Painkillers aced, I would still recommend doing the same if you can, but Painkillers has a much better benefit, which I'm going to be going over later. If you have another teammate, say a third person or a bot, next to them, that is already making space or heading his way to him, it's pretty safe to assume to revive him, as the aggro of the cops are on the third person and not the person you just revived. And last but not least, I mean, if you have Inspire, you were busy doing objectives, you got oversworn with dozers or enemies. If he's on his last second, honestly, everyone can probably agree to the fact that if you have Inspire aced, even if it's 1 second left, I'm sure he'd appreciate it better than custody. But again, don't rush like an idiot. If your area is not cleared to get to him, don't be a dumbass. So let's talk about the differences between QuickFix and Painkillers. QuickFix, if you use Inspire Ace, gives 0% damage reduction for the person you revived. Painkillers, on the other hand, gives them 80% damage reduction. And these numbers are quite huge in the grand scheme of things. So we take our common damage enemy unit, the Zeal Heavy unit, that does 225 damage. With QuickFix, that stays the same. With Painkillers, it drops down to 45. Now, as a shout out to Hatch1, who asked a simple question, what about Combat Medic? The thing with Combat Medic is if that person dead has Combat Medic, those bonuses are further increased with QuickFix and Painkillers revivals. So, with QuickFix, that 0% turns to 30% damage reduction, which turns out to be 157.5 damage. Painkillers, on the other hand, gives them an even bigger bonus, turning 80 to 86% damage reduction. That allows us to take 31.5 damage from Zeal Heavy units. So, Combat Medic plus Painkillers, even better. However, Painkillers is straight up 1-to-1 better for using Inspire Aced in the grand scheme of things, just in case there's a lot of enemies, or if you're in a rush to revive somebody, or sometimes you may not have time to clear the area. Since in the video we're testing armor, which I'll go over again in a bit, on Revive, you get full armor, and on DS difficulty, you get 10% HP back. So if you take 230 HP, you come up with 230. A Joker gives you 69 HP. That's basically added on top of that. So 230 plus 69, 299, you get 30 HP on Revival. So this is pretty handy for the breakpoints that I mentioned earlier. So if the person has Combat Medic, and you revive them with Painkillers, Zeal Heavy units do 31.5 points of damage. So Hacker or Crew Chief with 276 HP has 28 HP on Revival. If they had a Joker, that would turn to 345, and when they get revived, that'll be 35 HP, making that breakpoint. For other decks that have 322 health, such as Grinder, Gambler, Ex-President, Tag Team, they have 322 HP. Add a Joker on top of that, even better. Muscle, Leech, and Kingpin, they're up into the 400s, so I'm not going to ramble there. So as I mentioned, that if you get revived with, say, armor-based decks, you know, ICTV armor, or having ICTV armor itself for 221 armor, anything with Anarchist, or if you're going the Heavy ballistics route or light ballistics route with diehard ace, that's about 70 armor. So having higher armor for painkillers to take effect when you get revived grants you another hit or a breakpoint just in case things are going a little crazy where you got revived. These are the health-based perk decks that meet that breakpoint criteria if that person downed has combat medic and you revive them with painkillers. So Gambler in this example can take more hits with 70 armor and 322 base health. You'll be able to sustain at least a couple more hits than just not having that HP in the first place. Now these are the perk decks that really don't benefit from painkillers revives. Hacker and Crew Chief if you don't have a Joker, and all of the rest for 230 health base perk decks, such as Rogue, Sicario, Yakuza, Infiltrator, Sociopath, that kind of thing. So it's best to put some armor onto these decks, but for stuff with dodge, like Rogue or Sicario that are better suited for suit, you're going to have a tough time even with the painkillers revival. So again, clear and check the area first and make some space before getting them up. In short, painkillers is great to endure more than 1 or 2 bullets upon revival, saving them another down and the cooldown of your Inspire. Otherwise, like I keep saying, check the area first before mashing the F button, because what's more frustrating than going down is going down again. Anyways, just wanted to bring light as there's many more benefits that Painkillers has over QuickFix for your Inspire Ace needs. So the next time you go revive someone and they have a lot of armor or a lot of health that they have, Painkillers will benefit them tremendously over QuickFix. My previous video has a lot of this information, however I wanted to keep this one shorter, to the point, and with more detail. So I hope this helps you guys in your games, and I'll see you next time.